Welcome to another information-packed episode of How to ABX. I'll talk briefly about the rotation, show you it in action, and give you additional information if you want to stick around later. Today is Combat Villain Burn Day, and it is 8/31/2023. We'll be using Dr. Octopus with a Rage, and we'll be doing a swap cancel with Titania. The rotation's pretty straightforward. 3-5-4, shoot your guns in the air, use 6. 3-5-4, 2 to run at them, 1. Always wait until 4 fires the guns off in the air before you're canceling it. Then on your next 3-5-4, you're going to have 7, which is going to give your cooldown on your skills, so you can do 2 more 3-5-4s. Pretty straightforward. I'll go ahead and show you that in action. And like I said, we're going to be swapping today. So you could use a striker if you have him tier 4, but we'll talk more about that after I show you how I use Dr. Octopus. 3-5-4, fire into the air, 6. Go ahead and let 6 finish. He's going to slam into the ground when he lands. And then I'm going to go right into 3-5-4 again, fire the guns into the air, and then 2, he's running at him, and then 1. Notice the proc still going, so you can kind of carry those skills out just a little bit. 3-5-4 into the air, 2, and 1. Again, if you have your procs going, you might as well use them with your skills. All right, 3-5-4, fire into the air, hit 7, cooldown, 3-5-4 again, and then one more time, and we're going to go into a 6. 3-5-4 into the air, and 6. Alright, spinning around, he's going to slam into the ground. 2, 1, 3-5-4. I didn't need to do a 2-1 there, but you can slip it in if you want to. Just get a little bit of extra damage. Okay, we're going to switch to Titania. Now, here's the thing. When you are canceling with the swap cancel to Titania, you need to make sure as soon as he is targetable, you're using your skill. So her rotation is as follows. 3, 6, 4, 5. See, 3, 6, 4, 5. You can also do a 3-4-5 when the 6 is not ready. So since she is a cooldown, I'm going to do a 3-6-4-5 really quick here. Ready? So it's a 3-6, haha, 4-5. I missed the 4 there, but you let 5 play out so that you can cancel, and then you're going to do the 2. I don't know why I missed the 4. Probably because I don't do this a lot. So 3-4-5 like that, and then Doc Ock is ready, so we're going to switch right back. 3-4-5-7. 3-4-5. I'm sorry, 3-5-4. Helps if I say the right skill, right? Alright, just like that. You can, like I said, you can use your striker to cancel if you want to, but since I have a rage on my Titania, and my Titania is raged and primed for ABX, I figured I might as well go ahead and use her for the swap cancel for today. Alright, center again. 3-6-4-5. Let 5 play out. And then 2. Slip a 1 in, might as well since we're waiting. And then we're going to do 3-4-5 again. Switch to Doc Ock as soon as he's ready. 3-5-4 into the air, 6. Screwed up a few of those rotations, so I'll probably have to rerun this after I record the tutorial video here that's not going as planned. But that happens. There's always going to be some randomness, and for some reason, whenever I decide to talk during one of these, I always end up messing up the rotations. It's just, I don't know, it's just one of those things, you know, you get distracted, you're too busy talking to pay attention to what's going on. So he's going to jump center again. We're going to go ahead and switch up right now. And like I said, as soon as he is targetable, you want to do this as quick as possible, because if you're using Titania for the cancel, there is a late burst in the fire damage, and you want to make sure that you get that as soon as you possibly can. So alright, not enough time to keep going through her whole rotation again, probably because I'm talking. That's alright. We'll work with it. And one more time. Alright. So, is it possible to hit 12 million today with Doc Ock? Yes. A lot of people can probably do it. And like I said, if you don't do the swap cancel, sometimes you can do more. Messing up rotations will hurt. Honestly, I usually don't hit 12 million with my account. Let me go ahead and give you that additional information I promised you, and then we'll wrap up the video. So the additional information that I give for today is basically showing you what cards that I'm running, what teams I'm using, and all that good stuff. So here's my cards. Pause it if you want to read it. I've gone over cards in many of these videos. You can check out my past videos if you want to. Here are my X swords. I think it's important to know this information so you can get a feel for why people's accounts are scoring what they score. Here is my Dr. Octopus, who is a tier 4. You absolutely need his Ends of Earth uniform, and like I said, you need either an anger proc or rage. Rage is preferable. I do have mine at tier 4 for this rotation. You do need a tier 4 character. Here is his overall stats. I'll go ahead and hide my face here for just a second. Cooldown is maxed out. And I'll leave myself hidden for a second because we'll also show what he's got going on with his gears and his ISO 8. So ISO 8, any of the attack sets work great. Remember, 6 stars, all red. That's very important. But POA, Overdrive, it depends on what your account has as far as what you need, because each of those sets give you something slightly different. But Hawkeye's, POA, and Overdrive are all attack sets, and that's kind of the meta for a lot of these game modes. Here are my Urus and Odin's Blessings. Everything is amplified. If you're going to use Urus, please make sure that they're at least 5-star Urus. Anything less than 5 stars, you're hurting yourself. I'm using Black Widow for the Striker. She tends to help increase ABX scores more, especially if she's built. I do have a tier 4 Black Widow with a Rage. You could also fill this slot with a cancelable character such as Jean or Ghost Panther. Anybody who has that burn damage is going to be very useful here. I have a Cruelty Artifact on him. Custom Gears Rage, rolled to a 0.9, that's important. And I have a Mythic Uniform, Ends of the Earth. Here are the uniform options in case you've not seen them before. Scarlet Witch, Marvel Studios Avengers Infinity War, Rogue Uncanny Avengers, Yelena Belova, Marvel Studios Black Widow, Agent Venom Classic, and Invisible Woman Classic. So that's kind of a high-level overview of the character and his stats and how he's built out. I do really need to get my crit damage up higher. I keep doing that on a lot of characters. Higher crit damage is important, so I could probably score more if I figure out his crit damage with something here. Maybe with his attack speed. I'll mess around with that off camera and probably try to run this again. I don't know why I don't have capped crit damage on all my characters. As far as team up goes and alternatives for today, so let's talk about that. So if I go back here to Alliance Battle, I get a challenge. I'm running Titania for 2 reasons. One, she's a swap cancel. She gives a 60% increase of physical attack. Note that if you look at Dr. Octopus here, physical attack, so he is a physical attacker. He does get that 6% buff from her. She also has, I thought she had a support skill. It only applies to strong allies, increase of all basic attacks. I don't think Dr. Octopus has strong, though. If you go to details here, you'll see these stats here. So no, there is no buff being given here. I do know Namor has strong, though. So if you use Namor, that'll buff as well. And then I'm using Taskmaster. Taskmaster has both the Insight, which I recommend. Taskmaster is an incredible choice for Insight, but also on the uniform, there is a uniform effect on specifically the Marvel Studios Black Widow uniform. All allies are going to get a 40% damage dealt. You'll hear me talk about damage dealt all the time. It's the best support skill in the game as far as doing damage goes. Okay, so that's the basic layout of the team. Other alternatives. Hulk Tier 4 is a phenomenal choice. Even with a PvP build, Hulk does great. Dr. Octopus, I feel like, is the meta, though. You could also consider using King Pimp, as I jokingly call him. If you have the Winter Criminal Kingpin, he does okay, but a Tier 4 Hulk is going to outscore him. Other considerations, Namor's pretty good if you have him at Tier 4. Doc Ock does outscore Namor for most people's accounts. I do not have him Tier 4, so I cannot really do a fair comparison. Carnage is more PvP focused, but if you had Carnage built, theoretically you could try to use Carnage as well. Those pretty much are the characters to use. I don't know if I would use or recommend anyone else. Apocalypse used to be back in the day, really good at ABX, but he got replaced real quick. Well, not necessarily real quick, but he's been replaced. Same thing with Mr. Fantastic. I wouldn't use any of those characters, even a Tier 4 Mr. Fantastic. It's pretty much Dr. Octopus or Namor, and if you really, really had to or wanted to, you could also run Hulk. He has to, of course, have his villain uniform. But if it's not one of those three, you're not doing pretty good. There are other considerations for leaderships. For example, if you are running a Hulk, this is a fantastic leadership here. You get a 60% for combat types, but there's also the support ability for gamma radiation allies, which gives that damage dealt ability. So having the leadership of Abomination with Taskmaster is a nice combo for Hulk if you're going to run Hulk. So that's pretty much about all I have for you today. If you found this useful at all, consider a thumb up and commenting. It helps the algorithm, and may your ABX score be as high as possible.